Kuvanen, and welcome back to another Era Quinn Calidrim. It's been a while since we've taken a look at our workbench, so here's what Ronan and I have been working on for the last while. This project list started before the rule change, so this is a mix of old stuff and new stuff. We've got Battle of Five Armies stuff going on here, we've got some new Minas Tirith and Rohan stuff, and we just, generally speaking, are working on too many things at once, so we're having some fun, but we'll walk through it quickly. Ronan, do you want to get us started?
Sure thing.
You point, and I'll try to zoom in and track up with you here.
Pelennor Fields has jumped to the forefront. I am working on a mix of pretty much everything. These are just representations. These are being the big heroes, some of the new fancy ones. We've got a bunch of the new Gondor heroes, Huron the Tall, Ingold, Denethor, and Irolas. I think that's
yes, they are as fun as they look.
They are fancy. They're really nice models. And I'm working on a whole bunch of Gondor stuff that they are leading. I'm also working on Rohan. This is the new plastic Theoden, and a bunch of Rohan stuff behind him as well. And then I've got here Gothmog, Guritz, and Gothmog's Enforcer. These two aren't super brand new anymore, but they're still pretty new models, and they're very nice.
They're new to us. Here's the shipment that just came in from Forge World. We've got a nice little stack of boxes of stuff that we've been unpacking and building. So Ronan built these this week. And we've got lots and lots of work we got to get done over the next couple of months. But there's 3 armies right there, Mordor, Minas Tirith, and Rohan, that Ronan's working on.
Yeah, they are a lot bigger than what you see here. I'm working on about 36 Morannon Orcs, about 20 Riders of Rohan, about another 20 Warriors of Minas Tirith, and then another about 24 Army of the Dead. So it's a lot bigger than it looks.
But it's fun. We're excited.
Yeah.
How about this? Here's the stuff you were working on before the new box set came out.
Yes, this was going to be my next army. Probably not going to touch this for a while, but it has been on the workbench. We've got a whole bunch of High Elves here, and Elrond, Lord of the West, that fancy failcast model that actually looks really nice when put together. But it is a pain to put together. I've not even started. I don't know how to go about it.
Interesting commentary there too, actually. We've got all the materials on the table here at once. So over here we've got new plastics from Games Workshop, old metals, Forge World resins, and fine cast, which we affectionately refer to as failcast, and all these little pool noodles that we're going to have to correct and fix. But the Games Workshop designs are consistently beautiful. We have been so impressed with these models and the quality of the designs in these models. And so thankful the Games Workshop puts the love into these designs that they do. And kudos to their design team. They do some fabulous work. Interesting to see their maturing in their history as a company. There's some other reports and box openings and things online. There's lots of great videos with people smarter than us who have talked about this stuff at length and done. We're late on all the product releases, and we don't ever really plan to race any of the new guys. So some of the people like STF and others that have done a great job with their unboxings, we'll just leave them to keep doing real good at that. We're just giving you a quick overview of what we're doing. But we do find the Finecast models are among the most beautiful in the range, and they're brutal, and they're just so frustrating to work with. So we're delighted that Games Workshop is back to plastics and some of the Forge World resins that are just so much better. Now we do have the new Gandalf model, but lots of other people are working on that right now, so we'll get to that when we get to it. Should I talk about the rest of the 5 armies?
Yeah.
So we've got, Ronan was starting some Gundabad stuff. That's just a wee bit of it. He's got a ton of other stuff on the go, but probably after he finishes up with the Pelennor box set. Here's what I've been working on. This is Mirkwood. For those of you who recognize the models, these are the, again, failcast, but they're such beautiful models. I'm just so happy with the detail and the design on these models. And they're going to need some attention. I got a lot of painting to do, so I've got most of them sort of built and put together. And we'll get to this over the next period of time. I finally picked up some Iron Hills Dwarves. Dwarves are not my forte. It's not my staple. But if we're going to do Iron Hills, if we're going to do Battle of Five Armies, you have to have the Iron Hills. So some of you will recognize there's bits of Thranduil all over the table here, and there's bits of Dane Ironfoot. So I've got a little bit of a Mirkwood Ironfoot thing started there. I've got a whole stack of Lake Town, so I got all the core characters. Here's the kids, and Percy and Hilda Bianca in there. Bunch of Lake Town warriors that are in boxes still that I haven't pulled out. I'll get to those soon. Quick kudos, we love fancy basing. This is basing from Australia. This is the company Back to Basics. We do a lot of our own bases. We just love to. But every now and then I'll get back to basics. These are some beautiful woodland bases that they've done. Some just really, really nice sculpts. Obviously I haven't painted them up yet, but we'll get there. And just really, really talented sculptors. So I've been really happy with those, and we'll get some of those under these guys at some point soon here. There's some really good stone from them, but I like to use natural stone too. So my iron foot will be on a combination of natural stone and some other things. And generation shift for the generation shift for the win when we're talking about anything dungeony or Gundabad type designs. We've got some fabulous Gundabad stuff that Ronan's working on there. So I love generation shift work. I like dragons. So I've still got some dragons on the go. Here's the cave drake you've seen in our Monster Mash series. Ice themed. I need to finish up my Moria. So there's Durba's hiding in the back over here. Now that he's back out released again, I'm excited to have him. I get those names backwards all the time. That's Groblug, I'm sorry. And that's a dragon that's going to become an ice themed dragon. That we'll get him finished up at some point. You can see I've got some green stuff in the joints, and there's work to be done on him. But he will be icy at some point. So here's the quick overview of the list. Oh, and I skipped. These goats are going to be for Thorin's company. There are tons of us that have multiple copies of the Escape from Goblin Town kit that came out once upon a day. So I kept 4 goats from unreleased miniatures set aside here, and I'm going to put Thorin, Keely, Feely, and Dwalin on those. Excited about that. And then we've got lots of other workbench stuff going on. The King's Hall tournament in Ottawa, Ontario, OSBGL tournament for last month, was really well run. For Justin and Samuel and a couple of the guys from the league have just done a great job with their past events. So they had these Might, Will, Fate, and Wound counters that they made up. Just a little bit of cardstock on the back of that, and then this is laser cut. You know what? I don't actually know what they use for that. MDF or something? So we got a couple of them made up that we need to finish putting together. There's 8 slots in here, and we've got some extra cardstock. We just got to finish putting those together yet. So we got a few projects on the go. And over the next couple of months, you'll see these guys all get finished up, and we will be able to start doing some games and getting some of these guys onto the table. We're excited about that, but there's some beautiful, beautiful models. Those of you who haven't already picked up some of these new releases, Denethor with the Torch, Ronan's pretty excited about the stuff he's got going here. I'm glad he's paying for those, and I can focus on finishing off my 5 armies. Forge World stuff's beautiful, but you pay for the quality, so it's nice to be able to get some of those onto the workbench. All right, Ronan, any other thoughts before we wrap this one up?
I think that's it for this video.
So for those who know our channel and have been faithful to watch a bunch of our other recent videos, we got a lot going on with Monster Mash. Why don't you give a 2-second update here? What's going on with Monster Mash?
Just finished the first match of the round robin. We just did a fun match between the Balrog and the 3 trolls. Upcoming next, maybe a special Titan belt match in between that and the final elimination tournament. We did the rest of the round robin off camera just to save watching redundant videos and whatnot. Just get to the meat of the series.
And those of you who love watching those, thank you. We appreciate your support. We're having a lot of fun making them, but there are lots and lots of videos to be done in those round robins, another 24 matches. So Ronan's running the stats on those so we can set up the elimination round, and that will be coming next. What else should we say? That Titan belt's pretty fun. We're going to say no secrets to reveal just yet?
No spoilers yet.
But that might be our next video. We'll put one of those up. Exciting. So lots of projects on the go. More monsters coming back to the camera soon. Thanks for those of you who've been waiting. Yeah, it is Christmas season. Work's been nuts and school's been nuts for Ronan. So we've been busier than we would like to admit, and that has caused some delays on our filming. But we're having a lot of fun and we're getting some work done at least anyway. So Monster Match Titan belt coming soon. Round Robin is done. We'll be back to the camera shortly after with a whole lot more fun. And this little bugger sneaking in the background right there might just make an appearance. We'll see if we can get the Ice Dragon onto the table before we run out of time with that series too. But we're having some fun. Thanks for watching. Any final thoughts, Ronan?
Nah, I think that's it.
So much going on right now, but we are having fun. So thanks so much for watching My Go Venom, and we will talk to you again soon.